I believe that the future of OnlyFans is on the blockchain. To be specific, I'm predicting that models and sex workers will embrace crypto and spin up their own NFTs and DAOs. But to understand why, we have to rewind a bit. It was the 1980s when the internet was born. Back then, it was mainly used by the government and academia, but a surprising early adopter was the adult entertainment industry. Danny Ash was a stripper who wanted to make her own website. Back in the 90s, there weren't a lot of programmers, so she had to learn HTML and code it herself. But when it launched, it took off like wildfire. Demand for erotic photos were so high that it crashed her internet provider's servers. She even pioneered the e-commerce subscription model by charging a recurring fee to access her site. If you think about it, the adult entertainment industry has always been at the forefront of technological adoption. They got into the internet, video streaming, and virtual reality way before the mainstream masses did. But there was a problem. The finance industry was never really keen on serving them. Their banks, credit card companies, you name it, would often freeze their accounts and leave them stranded. That's why sex workers were some of the earliest adopters of Bitcoin. They saw it as a way to get paid, while the gatekeepers of traditional finance shut them out. Some of the earliest Bitcoin millionaires were sex workers because of this. They got paid in Bitcoin, and they decided to hodl some too. So when Bitcoin rocketed, well, they became rich. By the 2010s, the internet had found true mass adoption. People went online to shop, read the news, and connect with their friends. But demand for adult content continued to dominate. Some reports said that up to 30% of all internet traffic was porn related. Unfortunately, things were far from perfect for this industry. Profits largely flowed to a few production studios and porn conglomerates. Famous porn stars would get millions of views on their videos, but receive a tiny payout in return. Their fans also craved something more personalized and intimate. They wanted to support their favorite stars directly instead of enrich the website owners. Well, in 2016, OnlyFans was launched by two brothers in London. This is a website where you can post photos and videos, and your fans have to pay a subscription fee in order to see them. It was actually created as a general purpose website for all sorts of creators, but it really hit a pain point for sex workers because they signed up in droves. Their usage generated $2 billion for OnlyFans in 2020, and now they have over 1 million creators with close to 200 million registered users on their platform. Besides these impressive numbers, OnlyFans has also become a household name. We see their models all over social media, flaunting their Lambos and other luxury items. Some of them make 6 figures per month from OnlyFans. But there's a problem. When you look at the numbers, only a small minority of models are making that much. Everyone else is pulling in a few $1,000s here and there. That's definitely not enough to support them as full-time creators. This phenomenon is called the power law, and the graph looks something like this. It shows the percentage of all creators versus the percentage of earnings on OnlyFans. This means the vast majority of the money earned is by a small group of creators. We're never going to escape this power law, unfortunately, but ideally the chart would look more like this, which means more people would be able to earn a living from their loyal fans. Fortunately, I think blockchain technology can help with this. I think a mixture of NFTs and DAOs can empower creators even more than existing options. But before I explain why, a quick shout out to our video sponsors Polyswarm. They are a cutting-edge cybersecurity company that helps users detect emerging malware. I'm talking about the malware that's so new that your typical antivirus cannot detect it. How they do this is quite interesting. They've built a network of different threat detection engines, and they essentially crowdsource the entire detection process. When you upload a file to their site, it uses an advanced algorithm called Polyscore, which tells you how likely it is to be malware. This marketplace is powered by their Nectar token, NCT. But that use case is just the beginning, because there's so much more coming this year. For example, they are developing a browser extension that will reward everyday users for the cybersecurity data that we generate. We'll be able to earn NCT tokens passively by just browsing the web from our mobile phone or computer. Oh, and by the way, NCT was just listed on Coinbase a few months ago. So if you're curious to learn more, go check them out using my links below. Alright, so back to these new NFT and DAO structures. We saw the very first example of this in early 2022. IreneDAO, an e-girl with quite the following in the crypto world, had some Telegram stickers made from her photos. One of her followers had the brilliant idea of turning those stickers into NFTs and building a DAO around her loyal fans. They talked, She agreed, and IreneDAO was born. The structure of her DAO is quite simple. To join, you have to buy one of her NFTs. Then you can enter their Discord server and chat with the rest of her fans. Together, NFT holders can vote on how to spend the treasury that the DAO controls. They could give some to Irene, give some to charity, whatever they want really. And every time her NFTs are traded on OpenSea, the treasury gets a cut of the trade. But I think the biggest reason why IreneDAO grew so much is because they leaned into this whole simping megatrend. Instead of beating around the bush, they embraced the fact that she was the e-girl and they were her loyal simps. Their motto was simplicity, integrity, meaning, and purpose, or SIMP. This joking yet serious approach really resonated with the masses, which helped IreneDAO spread like wildfire. Within the first few days of her launch, her NFTs did millions in volume. It got so popular that even Logan Paul and Mike Novogratz bought some. Their meteoric success inspired many copycats to hit the scene, such as EllaDAO, MarinDAO, UniDAO, just to name a few. But I think there's a lot more to the story here than just people trolling or gambling. I think these Simp DAOs offer unique advantages for both the e-girls and their simps. First of all, the e-girl doesn't even need to build anything herself. She can just call on her fans to do all the technical stuff, like set up her NFTs or DAOs. She just needs to set the vision and sign off on what's created. But what's in it for the simp to do all this though? Well, there's two big reasons. First, he gets recognition and appreciation from his favorite e-girl. Even better than that, he gets financially rewarded as well. He made the collection, right? So of course he gets some of the NFTs early on. And if everything goes well, the price goes up and he'll make some fat gains too. The e-girl does have to assign value to her NFTs though, in order for this whole thing to work. But she has a lot of incentive to take that seriously. Because if demand increases for NFTs, then the ones that she owns are worth more and she gets royalties from future sales. The benefits that she assigns to her NFTs don't even need to be sexual either. It could be like you get to play video games with her, or she'll FaceTime call you every so often, or maybe she'll add you to her Snapchat close friends list. Just some ideas that could be possible. So this whole arrangement becomes a business relationship between the e-girl and her simps. It's way more of a two-way street than how OnlyFans is set up. In the OnlyFans world, the model creates and the fan consumes. That's pretty much it. There's no incentive for them to work together to grow it into something bigger. Think about it, right? The fans don't necessarily care if their favorite creators get super popular or not. But in this new Simp DAO approach, they have all the incentive to help spread the word and build stuff for their favorite e-girl. Because by doing this, they get recognition and profits, two things they really want. That's why I believe that this approach is the future, and it will bring even more prosperity to creators around the world. They say the world is getting more and more digital, so it makes sense that whoever controls the internet controls the world. That's why it's not crazy to think that a visionary e-girl and her army of simps will one day take over the world. All they need to do is to align their incentives properly, and then it's off to the races. I call this new era the rise of the simp economy. Best part is, it doesn't matter who you are, everyone can take advantage of this mega trend. If you're a visionary e-girl who wants to set one of these up, hit me up and let's chat. If you're more on the simp side of things, you can build one of these for an e-girl you like, or you can buy the NFTs of an existing one. Or if you're just a regular crypto investor looking to learn more, then be sure to watch this video where I break down these powerful new structures called DAOs. See ya!